Have you ever thought of moving out of state, but you were too worried to do so? Well, you're in the right place. So good. Okay, so I'm gonna be answering the questions I get the most since I moved. So I moved from Massachusetts. I was born, raised, always been in Massachusetts. I never lived in any other state besides Massachusetts. But we decided to move because it was just the way of living. For example, I'm a stay-at-home mom, so it's not like there's a job that I'm technically like losing. So for me, it wasn't losing anything. The only thing I was really attached to was my family. My partner is the one who was working like nonstop. He had no breaks. He worked all day. Everyone gets to that time in their life where they're like, man, I need better for myself. I need better for my kids. So I feel like that's what went on. It wasn't really like we planned it out. Like, guys, I'm telling you, like we made our decision. Like, yes, we're gonna move in like March, and in May we were already living here. It was super quick, not thought out at all. We just went for it. But we did it for opportunities. We did it for time. And to clarify, there were so many things I wish I could have done that I couldn't do because I was home with my child and we couldn't afford daycare or anything like that. And with time, we spent no time together. Our relationship was going downhill. We spent no time together. He was working all day, every day. We only got one day off, and that day we'll sometimes take it to run errands. Like, we spent no time together. That was affecting our relationship. That was affecting our family in general. So, with that being said, we needed change. Sometimes change is good. I never thought I was gonna move here. I didn't want to. It took years for me to like give in. It was because of me, honestly. We didn't move because of me, because I was so attached to being home and being around my family, and it was just gonna be way too hard for me, and I just didn't want to deal with it. But you know, I got to that point where I was like, man, like, okay, what am I getting with even being here? Like, I'm literally doing nothing. I'm achieving nothing. I want more. And I just felt stuck in life, honestly. And the environment and just everything that was happening, it's a very small city. So everyone knows each other. There's no secrets. But it was not even that. It's just overpopulated. It's overpopulated. There's too many people. A lot of criminals, a lot of negative things happen. It's my home. I have so many memories, but in the end, that shouldn't take away from you realizing that it's not going to be good for you or your kids, because you're holding on to something that's not even giving you anything. It's not that North Carolina's perfect. Every place has its dangerous cities, its better cities, but that city in particular is just so small, and like, I know it's just gonna get worse. It's just one of those things where you just know it's gonna get worse. 10 years back, it was nothing how it is now. My partner was on the same boat. Like, he was like, no, I don't want them going to these schools around here. Since it's such a small city, everyone goes to the same schools. There's no different, like, oh, I go to this other school. No, everyone goes to the same school. I'm telling you, there's like what, 2 or 3 schools max that you could possibly go to, and one of them is like the main one where everyone goes to. If you don't get accepted to the better ones, then you're gonna go there. So all the bad kids are there. I went to that school. I'm not trying to talk down on it, but you just have to open your eyes at some point. Okay, so that concludes why did I I talk a lot, if you haven't noticed. Why North Carolina? Okay, so we chose North Carolina because honestly, I had no connection with North Carolina. I have no family here. I wasn't gonna get a transfer here or anything. Never came to the state. I had no knowledge. But my partner did. He has an uncle here, his kids, his wife, but so on and so forth. He had visited in 2018. I remember this time we were still like dating. We didn't live together, we had no kids. I didn't have a ring on it. I still don't, but it's okay. When he came to visit, he was like amazed. Since we always see the same thing, it's like when you go somewhere else, you're like, whoa, even if it's, something basic. He was so wild. He was like, yes, I'm gonna move here. Just making it seem like the streets are gold. I'm telling you, like, he was a force. He was very happy with what he saw in that time, since we were not like committed to anything. I was like, okay, this is it. Like, we're dating, so I'm gonna lose my man, and it's okay. Like, he can do whatever he wants. And he just kept talking about it. He was never able to, he had his job, a lot of planning to just move out of state. It just didn't go how he wanted. So his plan stayed at that. He liked it here. And the next year, we were already moved in together. And I got pregnant with my first child. Hey. This is my first child, by the way. I need help. And he brings it back up again. And I'm like, no, bro, that's not happening. I was just so closed-minded. And I say closed-minded because I was just so attached to my family. It's my family. I could move to China. But me and my mom especially have a very strong bond. And I just couldn't see myself moving away from her. Grew up with her, always been around her. And I wouldn't be able to live with myself, But now I'm pregnant, which makes me even more emotional. What if I move and like my mom won't even be able to see her first grandchild? It was just a million things going through my head, and I was just no. It was just no for me. And then he'll bring it up every like few months, every few years. But, my answer was always no. Fast forward, 2021. I am pregnant with my second child. I'm always pregnant. I'm just kidding. I only have 2 kids, guys. He takes a week off work, vacation time, and we come visit. The point is, it was my first time. And I remember when I saw everything, like the environment, the communities, just like everything, I was like, oh, this is so nice. Like, so nice, so organized. It was a billion times hotter than Massachusetts. So I was like intrigued, And I remember literally the same day we got there, we took this walk on this trail. And he brought it back up again. But now that you're here and you saw, like, you wouldn't consider it. I'm like, bro, I've been here like 2 hours, but I knew he saw how fascinated I was, and he just wanted to know if my feelings like changed. And I was like, no, I'm not moving, bro. Like, I love it. It's beautiful, but I can't leave my family. Like, I can't. I'm having our second baby now. Like, I was just all over the place, and I'm like, no, maybe when we're older, like retired. Bro, oh my God. I feel so bad now. I feel so bad now, like that I said everything I said, and like now we're here. I'm so on. The next year in February, so what, like 8 months later, he gets a call from his uncle, and his uncle was always telling him like all the beauties of being here. And when it was snowing over there and us dying with like snowstorms, he'll tell him how hot it was here, making us jealous. They talk very frequently, so every time they would talk, he'd just like, you guys should think about moving here, like just throwing it out there just so we kind of like get the hint. It was me, like I was not gonna move for nothing. I'm telling you, for nothing. Like, I was just super close-minded. I was, no, like, I can't. That day when he calls him, and he, what he said? He goes, wow, it's snowing over there, and I was just driving, and I had to take my sweater off. Bro, he just wanted to give us, like, more reasons to want to move here. I tell him, I'm like, yeah, I want to move. And he's like, he's actually his uncle's on the call. I had to talk to her because, she's the one that doesn't want to go. And I'm telling him, like, while he's on the phone, I'm like, yeah, we can go. And he's like, espérate, tío. Like, wait. And then he's like, what? And I'm like, we can go. Let's move. And he's like, she's saying that she wants to go, but I have to talk to her first. He did not believe it. Guys, I'm telling you, I was in such a depressive state in that time. It's just the routine. I have 2 kids now. It's harder. Just so many things were stressing me out, and I was just over it. I want to be near my family, but sometimes you need change. Sometimes you need to go through something to know if it's for you or not. That was just my mentality at that time. So I'm like, whatever, let's do it. And whatever happens, happens. And then, yeah, that's where it all started. That day we decided, like, yes, we're gonna do it. March, we really got into it, like packing and stuff. And by May, we were already living here. Did you achieve what you were looking for? Okay. Yes and no, and I'm gonna clarify. As I mentioned, I'm a stay-at-home mom. That's where my no comes from because, I'm still home. Like, I'm still stay-at-home mom. I'm not working career-wise, no, but I am doing a class that I would have never thought of doing while I was in Massachusetts. And I never did in Massachusetts because it was like a year. And I'm a stay-at-home mom. Like, who's gonna take care of my kids? We couldn't afford daycare. But it was something I wanted to do. And then looking into it here, it takes 4 months max to become a CNA in North Carolina. And that's back to what I was saying before. More opportunities. Because if you finish something faster, you're gonna gain from it faster. But if you're somewhere, you're doing a class for a whole year, then what are you gonna be working, Like, it's harder to get to that goal without needing to be that hard. My yes comes from my kids, my life overall, more like an emotional thing. I'm not getting much physical, but mentally I'm more at peace. Because that was another thing. I was super depressed, super bad anxiety. I still have super bad anxiety, but that's just me. I can say I'm so much better. I'm away from so much drama. Like, your own people can be so toxic and you not realize it. That there's a lot of things, even in your own family, that are toxic. People who are toxic, conversations that are toxic, just so many things. And you don't even realize it, and it's affecting you, but you just deal with it because it's your family or it's your friends or it's your coworkers or whatever it is. That's the realest thing I ever heard. Even if it's family, even if it's a super close friend, whatever it is, if you need to cut them off so you can be happy, do it. I don't know who needs to hear that, but do it. I've had toxic relationships, not necessarily with a significant other. I mean, like, in general, friends, family. And those same people will literally eat up your energy, your time, your everything. And you're like feeling all bad, you're depressed, you're feeling so many things and you don't even know why, because supposedly you have support all around you, but you really don't, because the people who are around you are fake. Honestly, that's just how to say it. Yeah. And that was a reason why I moved here. Sometimes you just have to disappear for a while. At least you tried to do better for yourself mentally. Like, sometimes it's not all about I'm gonna go to another place because I want to get a lot of money, or no, it's not just that. You having mental peace is the most beautiful thing you can ever have. Like, honestly, I'm still working on myself. I'm not gonna lie. I have a million things going on. My kids are still little. I'm still stressed, but I'm so sure if I were in Massachusetts right now, in that tiny ass apartment we had, I would have been losing my shit right now. And at least now, it's just different. It's just different. The environment is different. And just with you being in a different environment, in a different home, you leave all that behind. And even though it has its good parts, if the majority is negative, then why are you still there? Do what you gotta do. I did achieve more happiness. Honestly, I spend more time with my man. That who wouldn't want that? He was working all day, guys. He'll get up, go to work, and he'll come back at night. Like his getting out of work time was like 8 p.m. and he would sometimes still till like 10. Like, I didn't even see him. We just literally slept together. And then he only had one day off. And then that day we just run errands and, we spent no time together. More happiness for myself. I feel like I'm away from all the negative things. Like, no one knows me here. I love that. I love not being known. Like, I love being able to just go to Walmart You're not gonna bump into anyone you know, because no one knows you. Like, you know, I freaking love that. If you're a people person, you like to see your people, then maybe it's a different point of view for you. But honestly, I don't like seeing people. I don't like interacting. It's so much better. And yeah. And even though, you know, I miss my family and things like that, like, sometimes you just have to think about yourself, honestly. Okay, how did your family feel, guys? Like, it was such a change. My father even told me, he's like, you're the first one who's gonna leave this city, like, to do something different. And I'm so proud of you. Like, they were so proud, guys. Oh my god. I felt like a bad bitch. I'm not even gonna lie. Okay, it's something where I'm losing, like, I'm gonna lose that connection with them. Not necessarily connection, but like, I'm not gonna be there to like be there for every holiday. Knowing that they're proud of me already makes me feel so much better. They were really proud. You know, obviously it's sad because we're not gonna be together anytime we want. We're far away from each other, but in the end they were really proud. Really good vibes. They giving me all the blessings they can, and it was just a beautiful moment. Even though it was like bittersweet, like, you know, I'm gonna miss you, but good luck. I feel to be away from everyone and everything. Amazing. Guys, I'm telling you, I'm friendly. Like, I can be friendly, but battery will run out. I'll literally be out in public and there comes a point where I'm like, okay, I kind of just want to be alone, you know? I love not having to bump into people I know. When I look all bummy, like, no one knows me and no one cares because they don't know me. The only thing that does affect me is like my family. Obviously, like, being alone here, sometimes I wish I had someone to hug, someone to talk to. You know, I can always call my mom, but it's not the same. Or when the family gets together, like, missing out on all that kind of like gets to me sometimes. But besides that, I love it. The more people you're around, the more drama you like get into. Sometimes just with you being in the same room where drama has started, you will get into drama even if you don't want to. It's just how it is. Talking from experience. Lastly, to not make this video any longer, what advice would you give someone who's thinking about moving? Do it. Do it. Do it. That's all I can say. Sometimes your own self, you are the reason why you are not achieving more. It could be financially, it could be mentally, it could be physically, it could whatever you want to put it as, for whatever comes to mind. But in the end, you are the one that has to live your life. You are the one that has to live your life. I was so stuck in the same place, in the same feelings, in the same routine, because I was too scared to leave my family when I could have earned so much more peace being here. Much more. It's just a tough time for me right now because I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have a 1-year-old, I have a 3-year-old, and it's a lot on me right now. But honestly, I know that once they're older and they're like in school and stuff, please, I am gonna be rocking it, guys. So yeah, this is not about me. This is about you. Don't waste more time. Plan your stuff, do your research. You know, I did a lot of research about North Carolina, about the good cities, the bad cities, everything, because obviously every place had its pros and cons. So you need to make sure you know that. And if it's not for you, then there's so many more places in the world. It doesn't even have to be in the States. Like, it can literally be anywhere. And don't be attached. Being attached is the most terrible thing. It could be to a person, it could be to a thing, whatever it is, you will not succeed. It's like you have a band around you. Like an elastic band, and you're going upstairs. You have one side around you and the other side, like the other wrapped around the stick. And the more you climb those stairs, the harder you're gonna slam yourself down. You're stuck to that stick for no reason. When you could just take off that rubber band and go up those stairs by yourself. Sometimes you have to be by yourself to achieve certain things. You'll never know if you don't try. That's all I'm gonna say. So yeah, guys, I will be back on here. If you have any more questions, you'd like me to do a part 2, if you're interested in knowing more about that and get more into details, how we planned everything through, and then the day we came, we drove here for a day. even got stopped by the cops. It was crazy. But I'm not gonna get too into that. Just if you want to know more about that, just comment down below. If you've moved, let me know where you moved to let others know where you consider moving. And if this video was helpful in any way, make sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.